Oleksandr Usyk versus Daniel Dubois, which looks likely that could be happening. Do you think he's now got what it takes to win that rematch?
I think it's really interesting. Obviously, there's a bit of controversy in the first one with the borderline body shots. So I think Dubois is a better fight. I also think Usyk has shown what he's all about. I think that's a fight to make, and I'd be interested to see that.
Roy Jones Jr. isn't holding back. He sees Daniel Dubois as a man on a mission, determined to erase the controversy surrounding his first fight with Oleksandr Usyk. But not everyone is convinced. Joe Koizig questions whether Dubois has evolved enough to truly challenge a master technician like Usyk. Here's where things get interesting. Their first fight was drenched in controversy, with that so-called low blow still sparking heated debates. The reality, Dubois had Usyk hurt, and many believe he was robbed of a legitimate knockout. And let's be clear, Usyk isn't invincible. He's been rocked before, and if Dubois lands clean this time, the story could end in brutal fashion. But, as always, boxing politics are at play, pushing Dubois into the shadows while protecting Usyk's reign. The burning question remains, will Dubois finally expose Usyk, or will the system once again keep the Ukrainian on his throne? The moment of truth is near, and if Dubois brings the fire, the heavyweight division will never be the same again.
He wants Usyk. I don't believe he really wanted to fight Joseph Parker in the first place. I think when he beat AJ, it was in his mind already that he wanted Usyk. I don't want that banana peel fight. I might fight somebody and lose, and then I don't get the Usyk fight. And pretty much, this is pussy. This is a bitch-made move. I don't give a fuck.
On the other hand, Daniel Dubois has just confirmed what many already suspected. He never truly wanted the smoke with Joseph Parker. Instead, his focus shifted entirely to Oleksandr Usyk the moment he scraped past Anthony Joshua, conveniently sidestepping the one fight that could have exposed him before his big payday arrived. But here's where things get even worse. Parker was right there, ready to go, yet Dubois pulled out with excuses that smelled more like self-preservation than an actual injury. The reality? Parker isn't just another heavyweight, he's a proven warrior and a nightmare matchup for someone like Dubois. The risk of losing was far too real. Even more questionable is Dubois' sudden eagerness to face Usyk. Why? Because it raises serious doubts. He's banking on the idea that Usyk is somehow easier to beat than Parker, dodging the real fight that would have defined his legitimacy. So the burning question remains, does Dubois truly want greatness, or is he just another manufactured name running from real challenges? The truth is becoming painfully clear. We want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
He's got to be able to get them power shots off, but, against somebody like him, Usyk's not chinny, so he's got his work cut out.
Meanwhile, Peter Fury isn't holding back. He sees exactly what's about to unfold, and it's a disaster waiting to happen. On the other hand, Daniel Dubois is walking straight into the biggest mistake of his career, convinced that his raw power alone will be enough to take down a master like Oleksandr Usyk. But here's the twist. Power means nothing if you can't even land a clean shot. The reality is, Usyk isn't some sluggish heavyweight waiting to be clipped. He's a calculated assassin, a technician who has dismantled bigger, stronger fighters with ease, turning them into lost, frustrated shadows of themselves. Even more telling, Dubois already had the perfect test in Joseph Parker, but instead of proving himself, he ran for the hills. His sudden confidence against Usyk doesn't scream bravery, it reeks of desperation. So the burning question remains, what happens when Dubois realizes his so-called power is useless? The truth is, Usyk won't just beat him, he'll embarrass him. This won't be a fight, it'll be a boxing masterclass.
I disagree, I'm in the gym every day and I see these punches and I've looked at that punch time and time again. It's in the groin, in between the hip and the pelvis. Get it there and it'll put any heavyweight right off. So, no, it was a low shot. Usyk, have we seen him wince to the body? Yeah, for sure.
Peter Fury isn't buying Daniel Dubois' desperate attempt to rewrite history. That so-called controversial low blow against Oleksandr Usyk, it wasn't a borderline shot. It was a blatant foul, plain and simple. Fury has broken down the footage frame by frame, and the truth is undeniable. Dubois didn't go to the body with precision. He went low out of panic, hoping to buy himself an easy way out. And this isn't an isolated incident. Dubois has a history of cracking under pressure. He quit against Joe Joyce, dodged Joseph Parker, and now he's playing the victim after fouling Usyk. Make no mistake, Usyk isn't a fighter who folds. He's taken bombs from true killers and still found ways to dominate. Meanwhile, Dubois has yet to prove he can win when things get tough. So, the burning question is, when Usyk breaks him down again, will Dubois have another excuse ready? Or will he finally admit he's just not built for this level?
Mentioned that he wants to see Dubois versus Usyk. Look, Eddie Hearn can say what he wants about, oh, Daniel Dubois is the front runner. At the end of the day, if Turkey Al-Sheikh is saying that he wants to see Usyk versus Dubois, and it looks ever more likely that's what we're going to get, because Dubois is not going ahead with the Parker fight, and it doesn't look like he's going to give Parker a fight anytime soon.
On the flip side, Eddie Hearn keeps pushing the narrative that Daniel Dubois is the leading candidate for an Usyk showdown. But let's be real, Dubois is doing everything in his power to sidestep the one fight that actually matters. Even worse, recent statements from Turkey Al-Sheikh have only fueled speculation that Dubois is being handed another golden opportunity while blatantly avoiding Joseph Parker. The reality? Dubois isn't just ducking Parker, he's running from the truth. He knows Parker would expose him before he ever gets a shot at Usyk, and that's why he's desperate to skip the line. But here's where things get interesting. If Dubois truly believes he belongs at the top, why isn't he proving it against the toughest competition? The moment of truth is coming, and when Usyk dismantles him, there will be no excuses left. The burning question is, will Dubois finally step up, or will his career be remembered as nothing more than manufactured hype?
Parker.
What?
I think, like, for me, I guess Usyk's goal now would be to recapture all the titles again. So I think to vacate one to fight for one, that doesn't really make sense to me. You know, fulfill your mandatory. All goes well for Usyk, he beats Parker, then go face Dubois if everything aligns. I think, you know, yeah, I think Parker deserves his shot.
Meanwhile, Darren Barker didn't just share an opinion, he laid out the truth for everyone to hear. Joseph Parker isn't just another challenger, he's the biggest threat to Oleksandr Usyk's reign, and there's no denying it. Usyk's goal has always been to unify and defend every title, so why would he make a move that weakens his position? Simple, he wouldn't. And that's why Parker deserves this shot. Forget the politics, forget the distractions. Parker has proven time and again that he's not just a stepping stone for Usyk. When Usyk faces Parker, he's not up against an opponent chasing a payday. He's facing a warrior who has already taken down the best. Meanwhile, the so-called frontrunner Daniel Dubois is still hiding in the shadows, avoiding the real test. Parker will put him to shame. The burning question is, can Usyk withstand Parker's power and ferocity, or will the entire heavyweight division witness the destruction of his reign? This fight isn't just about titles, it's about legacy. On the other side, Darren Barker just dropped a bombshell, and for Joseph Parker fans, it hits hard in all the right ways. Barker may have Usyk as the favorite, but let's be real. Parker is the one who could flip the script. Usyk is a master, a magician in the ring, but Barker is giving Parker the ultimate nod. If anyone can shock the world, it's him. The heavyweight division is stacked with talent, but Parker has the heart, the power, and the grit to break Usyk's masterpiece. The real question, is Usyk truly invincible, or is Parker ready to unleash the storm that rewrites history? Let's not forget, Usyk has barely faced a challenger with Parker's resilience and grit. That changes now. Parker has been through hell, taken the hardest shots, and kept moving forward. If this fight happens, the world will finally see what a real challenger looks like.
If it's going to be, it looks like it's Dubois versus Usyk next. How do you see that fight playing out?
It's a difficult one actually. I think Dubois could beat him. Usyk's not getting any younger, is he? He's an old man really, and he's not an heavyweight really. I'd give Dubois a chance.
Alan didn't hold back when breaking down the potential showdown between Daniel Dubois and Oleksandr Usyk. He's not buying into the hype that Usyk is untouchable. In his eyes, the Ukrainian might just be on the decline. The reality is, Usyk is getting older and slowing down by the day. And let's not forget, he's never been a true heavyweight. This gives Dubois a golden opportunity to take the fight to him. While Usyk's skill set is undeniably impressive, His agility and finesse might not be enough when facing a bigger, stronger force like Dubois. This is a different ballgame. If Dubois applies relentless pressure, forcing Usyk into uncomfortable exchanges, things could get very interesting. In fact, Usyk's aging body and declining movement could turn this into a far more competitive fight than most people expect. The burning question, will Dubois seize the moment and shake up the division? Or will Usyk prove his critics wrong and dominate once again?
Yeah, I think with Daniel, it's confidence now, and I think it's a mindset thing. He's got a great chin, Daniel. But yeah, that first, it was almost like a tiredness why he got stopped in the first fight. So it expended a lot of energy. But Usyk's good at doing that and making people burn more energy than they want to. But yeah, Daniel could do it. You know, he had success in the first fight.
Bam Smith isn't holding back when assessing Daniel Dubois' chances in a potential rematch with Oleksandr Usyk. He believes Dubois' confidence is the key to everything. His mindset has shifted, and that change could make all the difference. Bam Smith is all in on Dubois' chin, calling it rock solid, a crucial asset against a slick operator like Usyk. However, the first fight exposed some major flaws. Dubois burned through too much energy early on, and that ultimately led to his downfall. But let's be real. Usyk is a master at draining his opponents, forcing them to overexert themselves until they break. Still, Bam Smith sees a path to victory. Dubois had moments of success in the first fight, and with a more disciplined approach and smarter pacing, he could pull off a massive shock. The real question, can Dubois make the right adjustments, or will Usyk prove once again that no one can touch?
Usyk is a master in the end. His mind is very, very good. But Daniel could definitely do it. But I wouldn't, you know, my pick would always be Usyk.
How does he do it?
Just in terms of, he'd have to just stick it on him and try. That's always the game plan with Usyk is try and use your size, but Daniel's good at, you know, his body shots were good in the first fight. Usyk really.
Chris Bam Smith doesn't hold back when breaking down Oleksandr Usyk's brilliance in the ring. He admires Usyk's razor-sharp mind and flawless tactics, which have made him a dominant force in the heavyweight division. The Ukrainian's ability to adapt to different styles combined with his technical mastery makes him a nightmare for any opponent. However, Bam Smith isn't quick to write off Daniel Dubois. While he leans toward Usyk as the favorite, he acknowledges that Dubois could pose a serious challenge if he comes in with the right game plan. The key for Dubois? Relentless pressure. He cannot allow Usyk to settle or dictate the pace. Usyk's strategy revolves around movement, size, and controlling the fight. But there's a weakness in that approach: body shots. In their first encounter, Usyk visibly struggled when Dubois targeted his midsection. That's where the opportunity lies. If Dubois can consistently attack the body, it could disrupt Usyk's rhythm and force him to second-guess his strategy. The reality is, Dubois has the potential to shock the world. But will his aggression and determination be enough to dethrone a master like Usyk? Time will tell. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth fight analysis and predictions.